So this is the nearest of the plugs. Plug number 1, nearest the offside. I don't know what order these are in, but I know that came at plug number 1. Timing belt, the timing chain side of the engine with the spark plugs. They've put in early March and late May they were changed. Probably early March and yesterday, which was the 20th of May. So that's only a couple of months. Prior to that, the other ones were 6 months. So there's kind of vary, but that was the cause of the misfire for sure. It's the NG. NGK. That's the replacement ones that I got. I said it may not be suitable, but they were the right size, thread and everything, and etc, etc. It's got like 4 of these electrodes, 4 of them. It seems to be running alright. So they cost £22.50 for these. Super 4, so it's got the 4, it's like the cross and the electrode in the centre. So hopefully get longer out of them, and that's the tools that I also bought. To remove the spark plugs. Handle, socket, extension bar, and the ratchet. Skoda Octavia 1.8 TSI petrol. Some mileage. Engine, 4-cylinder inline petrol, turbocharged intercooler, and I changed the spark plug. Petrol, turbocharged intercooler, and I changed the spark plugs. The problem was misfiring, so I replaced the plugs, and it seems to have cured that problem, just as I suspected. The engine's known to burn a lot of oil, this design of engine, due to the piston rings being, the oil control ring being clogged up, causing the engine to burn oil. Going by the research and what I've heard, and mine does burn quite a lot of oil, and probably contributing to the spark plugs fobbling up. It does have a slight oil leak at the back as well, but it's always done that ever since I've owned the car 4 years ago. It was 62,000 on the clock when I got it. It's now at 106,000, going on 107,000. So it's what, 45,000 and 4 years, about 11,000 miles a year. Nice car, but it goes well. I enjoy it. I still like driving it, but it does burn oil. It does burn too much oil. But I'll just, hopefully it'll keep going. I'll actually show you what I did. I won't disturb anything, but I'll show you roughly what to do, what I done. This just comes off, it unclips off. So some of the clips are broken, but this one is easier to come off because of the clips are broken. It's these clips there, they just push fit. Nothing's broke, so but they just push fit into onto these lugs there. So there's 4 molten points. That one's broken there, and that's all it is. That's a sound ending, and basically just the top engine cover. That's all. It's more for aesthetics and just to keep this protected. That's all. The PCV valve, oil filler valve, EGR valve. You don't have to worry about that for changing the plugs. What I done was, these unclip, you just pull these off. I'm not going to upset anything, but they pull out. That's the feed, the electrical feed to the ignition coils. These are the ignition coils. 1 for each spark plug. That's number 1 spark plug nearest the timing chain on this car. And that was the one that had the broken spark plug electrode. So yeah, they just come off there and just push them back. Don't use excessive force, but they come off. And these plugs, the coil packs, just pull off the plugs. They just pull up. You know, you hear a pop. I like pop. You know when they've been disconnected. and then from there you put the extension down, the socket on it to remove the spark plugs anti-clockwise to slacken them. You know, use the ratchet just to get that initial crack, just to release it, and once it's released, a couple of turns, take this ratchet off and just use your hand to turn the extension, pull it out, with the plug will come out on the end with the socket extension, the socket rather, and you just do all 4 of them, and put them back in again. You just put the plug in gently, make sure it's threads on properly, put the extension on, then turn it clockwise, just hand tight until you feel it nipping, and once it's nipped, put the ratchet on and just, that's it, not anything like that, just ratchet on, and what I had done was just go like that. That was it, just a tiny bit, just to nip it, and that seems to work. That's done with the other cars I've changed plugs on, so I'll see how we get on with doing it on this one. And you just do it for all 4. And then once you've done that, they pop these coil packs just go back on and just push fit back on. You feel them bottom and out when they go on. And then you just push these connectors back on to the coil packs. All this is the main feed, that's like the common feed to all 4 of the coil packs for the HT. That's basically your HT leads, if you like. And this just goes back on as it came off. There's a wee seal for the filler. It's a good idea just to have that over there if you could like. But I can't get that done because I'm filming. I'll stop filming but it just clicks on basically. I'll put it on properly once I put my camera down. And that's it, nothing to it, just click. Well, this side's broken, so it's a bit flimsy there, but you've got it if it does come loose, it shouldn't go anywhere because this will kind of keep it from sliding about. You don't want it going into anything, fans or anything. It's got a bottom cover, so it wouldn't reach the road. But it's just, as I say, it's always good that everything's secure, but it is fixed on firmly there and there. And this will, kind of keep it in. So if it slides, it won't slide, hopefully, anywhere far. Because this bonnet does come right down, there's no much gap between it. There's not any movement for any going over bumps. It won't have enough room to go flying anywhere up behind the bonnet, So that's just, I thought I'd show you that. The exhaust was done quite lately. That from the cat back was all done. £600 stainless steel, original spec. Helps to get it fitted as well, so it's expensive. It comes off as one bit, but broke off, needed to be replaced in bits so once it was put on, it was welded in sections. It doesn't get sold in sections because it goes over the rear axle when it's manufactured. So it's one piece from the tail right to the cat, like a converter, it goes over the rear axle. So it's a one piece unit. But when you replace it, it's got to be replaced in bits and welded into place. Well, not welded, but clamped. There was a bit of welding involved, but there was also the clamp now, because obviously it goes over the axle, the one section, and the other section will be clamped on in place. But when it's manufactured, it goes over the axle as one piece. And that's what the tailpipe looks like. There's a bit of soot on the end of it, quite a lot actually, but it's the way it is. It's the way it's been for all the time I've owned it. 2011 model 1.8 TSI Skoda Octavia Mark IIA facelift model. So I plan on keeping the car indefinite, as long as possible basically. I'm just going to keep looking after it and just keep on repairing it and just hope that I get as long as I can out of it. I like my car, so. Put the spark plugs in, you never over tighten them. Put them on the extension, make sure the electrical goes through the hole in the extension. You might not see it, but put the light on, see if that helps. Down there, and you just put it in, finger, hand tight, You don't torque it up or anything, but don't put any force on it. You just put this on, just give it a wee nick. That's it. That'll do. That's all I've done. I've done them before on other cars, on my other cars, and it seems to be fine. Because if you over tighten it and burst the thread, it's a huge job to drill it out and re-tap it and everything. You don't want to do that. So that's the state of them anyway. And the culprit one was obviously this one. Not very good, not good at all. But this is the new ones I put in. That's all they actually had. And that seems to be the best ones that they had at the time. I needed to get the car repaired ASAP, and I was kind of like, I didn't want to have to drive all the way back home with mates in the car. I had friends with us as well, so I needed to get the repair it. So I just let them, dropped them at the. They'd done their thing and I got this sorted, and then came back and collected them because I had other things to do that night. So that's why I had to just make do with this. It didn't say it was suitable. It said it may not be suitable. Otherwise I would have got probably what it did, what they had in stock. Being a Saturday, a lot of the places were shut, so I had no really option. So I did check, cross-checked, and checked again, and kept checking. I asked others, and they think that as long as the thread's fine, it fits, it should be okay. So it's been running since then. That was only a couple of days, well, all day Saturday, a good bit of running about, and a wee bit of running about today as well. So these things cost in total, the whole lot here, the socket, extension and ratchet, got it at Halfords. I needed to get them to get the job done. It's £47 for them. The spark plugs, not them obviously, they're the old ones. These were originally NGK. They cost £47 actually, believe it or not, out of D&A Motor Factor. And the replacement ones were £22 out of Halfords, these Bosch ones, with the 4 electrodes at the end. Well, that's the electrode, isn't it? So the spark obviously jumps over the gap, but there's been 4, it selects the best route basically. It's got the spark has got more, it's got 4 choices, what's whatever's best. Whereas on these it's just the one, it's got only one choice, because that's what the spark plug works. High tension lead. The arc's over and ignites the fuel ignition. Right, just thought I'd make a wee record of that. For my own records as well, but I've made sure it was YouTube suitable, so I've had to avoid filming certain things, so I can actually put this online. It's mainly for my own private records, but I was careful what I was doing, so I might as well share it with you if you want to just see what they look like. And I didn't film doing the job, I wasn't in any mood doing that, I was in a rush just to get the thing fixed, and it wasn't in any, otherwise I could have done a video and, you know, changing them, but it was a bit, just had to get the thing going, so and then they take it, muck at it, just get them fitted and get going. Had a lot of things to do, but it's fairly straightforward. It's a coil part for each spark plug. Disconnect the plugs. I'm not going to demonstrate in the car, but you just disconnect the plugs off of each. It's on a big common, well, the wires go on each of the connectors to the coil pack. The coil pack then just pulls off the end of the spark plug. Then you get the socket down there and just keep it on properly until it cracks off. You just hope that it comes off and doesn't break. And then you just continue to take the ratchet off and just unwind it anti-clockwise with your hand, and then this should come out with the extension. The plug should come out because it goes in quite deep in the engine, and there's also guides as well. So, and for fitting them as well, you just put them in finger tight, well hand tight, just gently with this. You know, you lower it in with the extension, and then once they're in and you feel it biting, just give it a very, it should go about a torque wrench setting, but just give it a wee nip, that's it. Then they go like this, then I go forcing it, because you'll break it and you'll never get them off again. Just a wee, I just gave it a wee nip, just put it on like that, and all I did was go, that was it, just very little, just make it snug, that was it. And we'll just see how we got on with that. Right, that'll do it. When it was misfiring, it came up with an engine management light and an ESP light. The ESP light went out sometimes when I switched the engine off, but then when I restarted, the engine management lights remained on and it was still misfiring. When I changed the plugs Both lights went off. Well, sorry, the ESP went off, but the engine management light stayed on for just a wee bit until it reset itself. Now it's gone off and been off since.